Hello, my name is Count Lovenstein. Over there is Lydia Lindemann, and I'm gonna do a walk round of Hera Zee9's latest Decopunk sim, and Lydia will possibly chime in on occasion. So it starts off in what usually Hera's sims start off in a train in a station. However, this would be a very short train, and these controls don't look like train controls at all. But it's probably a vehicle of some kind. Which, by the way, the sim is Decopunk Metropolis. Opened Friday 20th December 2024, and it can be found at Themyscira 128 227 2099. For anyone not familiar with Second Life, that's called a slurl, or SLURL, Uniform Resource Locator. Excuse the sniffing and coughing and croaking. I have
Christmas Day cold.
a Christmas Day cold, yep.
Can always rely on a Christmas Day cold.
Every fucking year.
Always used to be ill at Christmas.
Boris Karloff, the uncanny mummy. Boris Karloff, am I right in saying that he was the original kind of Frankenstein's monster that gave us a modern conception with the bolts in his neck and all that?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
He also did the mummy, didn't he?
He did die, yeah.
From the Universal Studios stable, was he?
I think so.
Or was it older than that? I forget.
He's also in the modern, well, modern-ish Castlevania games.
Really?
Yeah. They have all the Castlevania, they have the Mummy, they have Dracula, they have Medusa, they got a whole load of TV monsters in it. Skoda 1000, built like a tank. I take it Skoda Czech Engineering.
Skoda are a pretty old company.
Did they build tanks at one point?
I believe they did,
Aye.
yeah. I think they might have had something to do with aeroplanes, and I feel sure that they were involved in World War II somehow.
Well, this one's got a twin transverse mounted supercharged air-cooled turbo diesel, providing 1,000 kilowatts of propulsion.
God, Elon Musk would be so jealous.
As usual with Hera, it's got a crazy amount of detail. There are taxis, but I'm going to walk because I want to see everything. Sarah the Wanderer, cool jacket, and Starbucks. Oh, a nice red carpet coming out of the airship. Paparazzi, they must have been waiting here for Fiona to arrive. Not World War One biplanes flying around. This got a bit of, it's very like Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Oh, gambling places, roulette tables, and I'm not quite. Never been to a casino. I'm not really up in how this shit works.
The house always wins.
Well, I know that much. I presume whatever you want to bet on, you put something down in these numbers here.
Ah, but you can't gamble for real in Second Life anymore, sadly. Perhaps
That's
not
right.
sadly. Since they brought in those anti-gambling regulations 4 years ago.
I'm sure I remember that droid from Star Wars. Was he not in The Empire Strikes Back, one of the bounty hunters?
Ooh. I can't remember. He's pretty cool though.
He certainly is. Ink Van Helsinki. That's another user. I'll just stay out of her way. I don't know whether to work my way around or go through the middle here. I'll just keep working my way around. Oh God, it's cold.
Who's breathing?
Probably me, no?
No, it's coming from the screen. Oh my god.
Medusa.
Your cigarette smoke.
Oh, that's no cigarette, that's a rainbow spliff. Yeah, Fiona is getting off her tits as she walks around here. You get a lot of criticism from Lydia about the obsolescence of my head.
No, I don't. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Yep,
do.
I do.
Yes, you do.
But I'm scared to change it to a new head in case I can't get it right. Is that not the door I just bloody came in? No, it's not. This place is huge.
The easiest way to go through a maze is to stick to the right-hand side, and eventually you will come out again.
This is no maze, this is a labyrinth.
Is that not what a maze is?
It's a labyrinth, not a very big maze. Yeah,
We'll have to ask ChatGPT.
like the difference between a cave and a cavern.
Yeah. What is the difference between a cave and a cavern?
Just the size, I think.
I really think we should ask. Hey, ask one of the AI people.
Right, next to my CNDI personnel.
Let's give them something really random to think about.
Right. Okay, next time I bump into one. Actually, there was one in here, wasn't there? Yeah, Dave.
Ask Dave. Dave sounds
That's
like
Dave.
He sounds like a knowledgeable sort.
He looks like a knowledgeable sort. Right, Dave. What is the difference between, what was it, a maze
And elaborate.
and a labyrinth? A maze is a puzzle with dead ends. Ah, well, a labyrinth has one unchanging path,
Ooh.
leading to its centre.
Ooh,
Wow,
well done,
right.
Dave. Right, let's ask him about caves and caverns.
Right. Excuse my terrible typing.
Thanks, Dave.
A cave is an all-encompassing underground space, while a cavern is a specific large chamber within it.
Ooh.
So I was totally wrong, it's got nothing to do with the size of it.
Should listen to Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
You have been most helpful. Now, I'll have a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. My name is Price. Fiona Price. Ah, Dave stands for Dynamic Artificial Virtual Entity.
Cool.
Right, okay, pressing on. That looks bloody dangerous, a biplane flying across this bridge here. Ooh.
Bless you.
Oh, this looks like some sort of central location. Whoa. There's more of this. There's a lot more of it. This is fucking amazing. It must have taken ages to build this.
You know, Hera, it'll probably have taken her like a week.
Yeah, knowing Hera, she works fast.
I would love to see a screen capture of Hera working.
Well, next time I see her, I'll ask her if she'll do that,
That
but
would be awesome.
I can't imagine it.
I also want to know how big her inventory is.
Oof. Hotel rooms. It's a funny thing, the 1920s, like, you always think of it as a kind of grey period, don't you?
I just think of girls with like posh hats
So
and flapper outfits.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously wasn't grey and boring at all.
Everybody thinks about the high society nature of the 20s.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the poor people would have lived in grey squalor, but
Yeah,
that's the
sure.
same as every era, really.
It's like they were just coming out of the Edwardian era, which was out of the Victorian era. So
Yeah.
they call it like the Roaring Twenties because suddenly everybody was like, don't have to wear corsets anymore.
Well, yeah.
And so shapeless dresses became the norm. Can't explain the hats though.
Well, it's weird, the fucking change, and oh, I mean, only like back in the 1950s, like, people were wearing suits to go to the beach.
Yes, yeah, bathing suits. Scandalous bikini. I found out why it was called a bikini. It's because something to do with the nuclear tests on Bikini Atoll.
Oh,
And I
right,
think
right.
the idea was that women wearing a bikini had the same sort of explosive effect on people.
Oh,
Could be just an urban legend.
I never know, could be true.
Could be true. Depends on when bikinis were invented. I think it must have been. I think it was the late 40s. Not sure.
I think that's as far as I go in this direction. What's over there? Yeah, those new quartets were pretty dumb. Of course, they still didn't really have much of an understanding of what radiation did to human bodies then. And they learned a lot about that after Chernobyl.
I don't know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki was a bit of a learning experience as well.
It was, but I mean, the Japanese society was in utter ruins by then, so they probably didn't get doing that much research. But I've no doubt that plenty of people died horribly from the inside.
I suspect we veered off topic a little bit here.
A little bit, yep. However, I was walking along a long bridge. Oh, what's this? Ground floor, first floor, second floor. Let's go up. So this must be like obviously when America was kind of expanding into superpower in the 1920s after World War One. They're building everything fucking huge. I mean, did they not have like the tallest building on earth at the time, the Empire State Building?
I don't know, when was that built? I don't know.
20s, 30s maybe?
Pretty damn impressive.
Very. Right, where am I going? Not that way anyway. Oh, that'll be why I'm right at the sim border. So, wow, so this whole stuff out here is all surrounding. That's quite impressive. So that would account for the apparently enormous size of it. There's a interesting loophole you can use in Second Life to put things outside the borders of your sim and make it look bigger. As long as more than 50% of the object is inside the border, it won't be de-rendered. Doors. Let's see what's in there. And there's another div. She tends to do quite good audio in her sim setup. Like a lot of sims you go into and the audio's very poor, like it's...
Didn't you do some audio for it?
No, that was for...
Dream?
No, that was for Jews on City.
Are you sure? No, I'm sure you did.
You and I did the railway announcer thing for one of the drones.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that. I don't think we were working directly for Hera though, it was Sparkle Bottom Laser Tits that was behind it.
Best name ever.
That's quite a name.
That's something I miss from the early days of Second Life. People like using the most funny names they possibly could. Like Sideways was a surname, so one of the older residents is called I'm Not Going Sideways. The site Hacks has had Definitely Thursday. Is it Definitely Thursday?
Definitely Thursday was the character in Axe's books,
Yes.
the FK ones.
Which we heartily recommend, by the way.
Yep, for the wrestling books. That's how I got an honourable mention from him that time we were watching his YouTube thing. Like that Thursday's definitely not a sideways
yes,
step, and then joke from his books.
Yes, he's coming up. He's going to be releasing a new series soon.
Yep. And you and I may be somewhat a little bit involved in it.
Let's not tempt fate, but
No.
yes, hopefully.
I did a couple of Foley effects for him, but even a small, tiny involvement is pretty cool for one of his projects. Like he's done 2 films, Stonewall and Varhide.
And also postcards from Second Life.
Yeah.
And also his audio series.
Yeah, and they are excellent.
The Avatar Dining Club, that's his audio series. It's very good.
Right, here's another. First floor. No, I've not been to the ground floor yet. I don't know if I'll even get around all of this, because I keep kind of getting lost and retracing my own steps. I'll give it a shot. Spare a few minutes more. Especially for Hera really is one of Second Life's kind of celebrity creators. Frankly, the amount of work and attention to detail she's willing to put in is not surprising. Oh, I'm back down at the airship again. So anyway, I think that gives a pretty good overview. Oh, I'll have a look over here actually first, but I'm just going to cheat and fly over. One of the great things about Second Life is that your avatar has some Superman-like powers. So there we go, that's that statue of the goddess with the moon and the star in her, and it reminds me of this Cat Stevens song. What was that Cat Stevens song about the boy with the moon and the stars in his eyes or something? And in the song, he's on his way to get married. He meets this gypsy woman who has sex with him on the way to his wedding. Then he goes and gets married to his original woman, and they start to live happily ever after until 9 months later the gypsy woman turns up on his door with a kid.
You don't mean Cat Stevens, you mean Yusuf Islam. Or has he changed it back now?
He's Yusuf Islam now, I think, but he was Cat Stevens when that song was penned. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about with Hera, like, she's even gone to the lengths of putting coffee stains on the table and all that from all the party debris. And that is fucking brilliant. Spilt wine there. And that in the chair, I hope that is just a coffee stain and not something much worse. Now, how do I get in here? There's something you don't see much in the modern age, like I can't believe I'm actually talking like this because it was perfectly normal when I was young. When I was young, back in the Bronze Age, you had telephone boxes absolutely everywhere. You basically wouldn't go a mile without finding telephone boxes.
A lot of them are listed now. Listed
Yeah,
buildings.
the ones, the few that are left. You would get that as well when someone was in the phone box for half an hour. Or you get someone standing outside in the rain who would eventually lose patience and a fight would break out.
The doors were bloody heavy, you know. I found it really hard to get in and out of those telephone boxes because the doors were so heavy.
Aye. After mobiles came along, they all vanished.
You forgot about the bridging technology. Phone cards.
There was phone cards. First you put 10p's in, but they were actually really hard to break open. Like me and
Wait, what were you trying to break open? That sounds a bit...
the money box with the phone. So we tried using me, Alan, and one of my brothers, and no, we never stole anything.
Only because you couldn't get in.
Yeah, so we used a jack from one of our cars, right?
From Terminator.
Yeah, and the jack just folded up.
Yeah.
Right, a jack that could hold a fucking car up, just crumple. So then we get this big industrial jack from one of our mates' house, and instead of the box with the money coming off, it just lifted the whole side of the phone box like off the ground, and still didn't break. So we went to my dad's place, and he had this £20 sledgehammer. So Alan said, "Watch this," and bang, and it bounced off, hit the roof of the phone box, and came down and cracked him in the leg. So instead of getting the money out of the phone box, we had to run him to hospital, I think.
I think that's called justice.
Yeah.
Poetic justice. Fucking bunch of hoodlums.
Well, we were very young at the time.
Sorry, juvenile delinquents, not hoodlums.
Probably juvenile delinquents would be an accurate description of us. Addicts who were desperate for bottles of cider would as well. Oh, where does this lead? Because she always says this in her sims, like wee gantries that take you to... She often puts kind of Easter eggs in her sims, you know, wee things you can discover, like especially when the Blade Runner sims. So I managed to do some thieving in Second Life from our last Blade Runner sim. I went in and stole a glass of Harry Bryant's whiskey.
Noticed that she started putting more storyline stuff in. I mean, before she was doing these AIs, do you remember the one where there was a certain level of point and clickiness to it? Like,
Yeah.
some objects would have a story attached.
Aye.
But this is like another step. How do we feel about AI in Second Life?
Well, you know my opinions of AI in general. It's not so much the AI I'm worried about as the misbehaving humans who are going to do evil shit with it.
Aye.
But I don't think it's that great a thing if it's going to lose people's jobs and all that. But then they've been saying that for a while now and it's not made a blind bit of difference, so we'll see what happens. Well, anyway, we'll call it a day there for the video. So this is Hera's Decopunk's. I think it's really cool and I wanted it included in my Second Life sim archive because one day all this could be forgotten. So bye for now.